if I traded it all, if I gave
Welcome back, everyone. We're having fun here networking with everyone. We're live on Facebook, so hi to everybody out there, and like us and follow us. We're going to share the show in just a little bit. My next guest, I have with me two people right now, and they're newbies. The whole show is newbies to everybody out there that's listening at this hour, but we've been on the show for 13 years here, so you all know me, but I've moved to a different time. So I have with me now Eric and Cameron Allen, and they are the owners of, and I'm going to say it's BOR Restoration, but BOR it stands for Best Options Restoration. Welcome to the show. Great time that you're here because we've had a little bit of wind and all sorts of stuff that's going on. Tell everybody a little bit about yourselves and what you do.
Oh, you bet. Hey, thanks, Cheryl, for having us on the show. My family and I help people in some of the worst times of their lives. I have kind of a crazy sales pitch. I hope you never need us, but if you do, now you know a couple guys that can help take care of water, fire, mold, damage. That's what we do.
Well, a lot of people don't know this at this air, but I've said it for 13 years at another time. I lost my house in the Northridge earthquake. So I know exactly what you mean when you say that, because you know what? It could be the worst time. It was a big disaster, but any disaster, I don't care if it is a flood in your house from just the washing machine went and everything's a mess. That's disaster as far as someone's concerned, right?
Indeed.
It doesn't matter how big or how small. When it happens to you, it's not fun. So let's talk a bit about your services and what you do.
Well, we mainly just, we focus on, like we said, disasters, floods, that kind of thing. I think the thing that definitely sets us apart from other guys is that we're very, how would you put it? Like,
proactive.
Detail-oriented.
Detail-oriented.
Family-owned business. My wife is OCD. At first, I thought that was an impediment. However, when she follows around and goes, hey, you didn't do that, you didn't do that, you didn't do that, by the time we're done, it's perfect.
Wow, that's awesome.
So we take a lot of pride in that.
So give us examples of some of the different things that you do work on when you say disasters, okay? Obviously, if there's a flood, there's a fire, could it be roof? Could it be, what is it, everything and above?
You know, it's a really good question, and my daughter had a great campaign that she had written up for me. She goes, Dad, when you go out and you talk to people, you need to tell them that we touch the icky stuff. So, I mean, and that's everything from rats in the walls to sewer leaks. Mold is a big problem in Arizona. People have the misconception, we're in the desert, it's dry, there's no mold. Not so. If you have water and you have organic material, which is sheetrock, you're going to have mold.
Wow.
And it needs to be treated carefully because people can get really sick.
When you work with people, are you valley-wide?
We are. We're valley-wide. We've gone as far as Flagstaff and Tucson, but that's a bit of a drive, so we like to stay in the Phoenix Valley.
Right, but basically valley-wide. You do free estimates for people?
Free estimates every single time, you
bet. Okay, and you're rated with the Better Business Bureau. You're licensed, bonded, and insured. This is a phone number that I think people should write down, because you never know when something's going to happen. That's the thing. And so it could be now, and you might be listening to this. You know somebody. That's what networking is all about. You can give them the phone number at 623-252-7965 and write it down. Put it somewhere that you just never know. You might need it. You just never know. Okay, so why would someone choose then your company? Because of you're on top of things. You say that you are proactive and that you make sure that you get everything done before you leave.
Well, that's true. And then also, just to let people know, this is a service-connected disabled veteran-owned business. It's a family-owned business, and what I mean by that is everybody in the operations in the field is related to us, so we all have skin in the game, and it's as important to us as if it was our own house. And I think that sets us apart. I'm a big fan of people that serve, and so one thing we do is we like to help our customers that are active duty, retired military, first responders. I knock 10% off of any services that we do just as a thank you. That's the least that I can do.
Well, it's incredible when you say that. It's almost like an employee-owned, but it's family-owned, employee-owned. Basically, everybody has a skin in their game. Everybody wants to make sure that they do the best quality work for you.
Yes, and in spite of being family-owned, we still get along.
Again, their phone number to call at 623-252-7965. They're licensed, bonded, and insured. They're rated with the Better Business Bureau, valley-wide, and they give free estimates. So with your name, I'm going to go right there. I want to ask you a question. You said that it stands for, BOR stands for Best Options Restoration.
That is correct.
And what does it mean?
So you have many options. There are a lot of people out in the field that do what we do, and there are some pretty decent companies. We like to think of ourselves as the best option because of the attention to detail and the personal family-related service that we provide. I was in the computer industry for a very long time, 20 years. I never had anybody hug me because the server was still online. I've had people in the worst time of their lives. We rectify it, fix the situation, make them whole, let them get back into their house. I've had whole families come up and give us hugs, and just the gratitude they have is incredibly rewarding. So,
do they call you direct? Do they go? Is there a process that they go through that they first do because they think they got to call their insurance company right away? How does that work?
So they can call us directly, and then we'll just work with their insurance from there. We try to take all that stressfulness out of the equation for the people we're working with because they already have a flood in their house. We don't want them to have to deal with fighting with their insurance, so we show up, start cleaning things up, and then we contact them directly.
The most important thing is to not just say, well, I don't need that. You don't know if you need it. Write the number down and keep it. And that's important because go ahead.
So, I mean, really it is important to have one of these numbers. I mean, it is important to have a restoration number because if you do have a flood or some kind of problem and you don't get it taken care of immediately, your insurance can no longer cover it. And then now you're paying out-of-pocket expenses for our services.
Right. And again, like I said, you never know when something's going to happen in your house. We're talking flood. It could be fire. It could be almost anything. Another example could be what?
Well, so the most common things that we see are things that people are unaware of. I mean, how often does an 85-year-old woman pull her refrigerator away from the wall to make sure she doesn't have a supply line leak to her refrigerator? Well, over time, that becomes a compounded problem that's just extraordinarily difficult to take care of, and it can be a health consideration. Supply lines to toilets break all the time. Roofs leak. I mean, roofs have a 15 to 20-year life cycle.
And none of us check them.
No, you don't. You find out when there's water dropping on our head, and it's not as fun as a song, right?
Exactly. Okay, so we've got our lines open here. Well, no, they're going to just do it direct to them. It's 623-252-7965. They're licensed, bonded, and insured. It is a veteran-owned business, a family-owned business. They're all got their skin in the game with it, so they're going to make sure that you get the top quality job because their name is on it.
Absolutely.
Again, that number to call them direct at 623-252-7965. So what do you like best about what you do?
I really like, it's always different. Jobs are always different. I like being able to help all the people. I mean, because if you call me, you're not having a good day. It's been a very bad day for you. I like being able to show up.
There you go. That's got to be in your commercial. There you go. Or your tagline. We got to make that happen.
So you only call me when you have a problem. I like being able to fix your problem. I mean, that's fun for me. I like kind of spreading goodwill to other people and just being able to help.
Right. And everyone knows when something bad is happening to you, it's the worst thing in the world. Okay, let's talk about also what your plans are for the next 5 years. You said you want to talk a little bit about that.
Oh, I do, as a matter of fact. And we've had an extraordinary response. Most of our business we get now is from referrals. So I'm really grateful to that. And as a result, we've had to hire more people. We have more equipment. We're trying to expand our coverage area a little bit as well. So, I mean, in 5 years, I'd like to see 4 or 5 crews that can really support the valley, especially in hard-to-reach places. Wickenburg doesn't have a lot of representation. There's not much in Yuma, Gila Bend. We have gone there, but people just don't take care of them. So I'd like to see that change so everybody has an opportunity to get made whole again.
I also think it's important to have reputable people. That where they know that they can count on, because there's places out here that obviously there's businesses, but you don't know who's reputable and who's not. So it's good to check out someone like you.
That's a great point. I'm glad you said that because I was remiss not to mention this. I am a nerd. So as a nerd, I like to get certified. And so I've made it the same with all the people that work for us. They get water certified. They get mold certified. So when they come in, they're not talking with authority. They know what they're doing. I mean, it's not just something they read in a book. They had the experience, and they're trained this way.
It's important.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to be able to trust who you're bringing in.
Indeed.
And so, do you do second opinions? How about somebody? We were talking about second opinions earlier because a lot of people have somebody that might have come in and they may have not liked the quote. Can you come in and do second opinions for people?
Yeah, we do that all the time. I've even recommended to some people that they should get a second opinion. I mean, even if I'm the first one to show up, and typically I always get a call back because they like that we know what we're talking about. They like our pricing. They like what we do.
Go ahead.
No, that's exactly right. He echoed our statement exactly. We've been on jobs that have been attempted. Something went amiss, and they have us come in. And what's starting to happen now is insurance adjusters are sending that business to us because at the end of the day, they're responsible for it.
Right.
And so they want to make sure their customers are taken care of with the highest level of care. And we like to think we're the people that do that.
Right. Hey, and I'll tell you something again, everyone that's listening to this, I love the show because it's information for people out there. Maybe it's you. Maybe you know somebody. That's what networking is all about. And so write the phone number down. Make sure you keep it to wherever it's safe because you never know when something can happen to you, or if you know someone that's dealing with something, give them this number. The phone number is area code 623-252-7965. You can check them out on their website. It's BO Restoration Avondale.com. It's pretty long, but you know the best thing is to do is just write it down. Write down the phone number. It's easy. So 623-252-7965. They're licensed, bonded, and insured. They do free estimates. They are valley-wide, and they're rated with the Better Business Bureau. Again, write the number down. It's 623-252-7965.